left. Everyone step to the left. Everyone step to the right. Everyone step to the left. Now to the left. Now to the right. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, 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 right, left, right.
G'day Tenakoto, welcome back to the Quasi channel. Recently I became a member of the Premium VR Users Club with this, the Samsung Odyssey Plus, a VR setup using the Windows Mixed Reality system, which, when looking at all the specs, currently the Samsung has the best headset out of all the others that are produced using the Windows Mixed Reality platform. Now let's delve into what the specs of this headset are. The all-important head-mounted display setup is twin 3.5-inch active matrix OLED screens, providing a resolution of 1440 by 1600 per eye up to 90Hz, which is the same resolution per eye as Valve's newest entry, the Index. With this resolution and Samsung's anti-screen door effect trickery, I only notice screen door effect when I actually look for it. The field of view is 110 degrees and comes with two inside-out tracking cameras, providing 6 degrees of freedom and fantastic almost unlimited space for room scale. These cameras also track the controllers. Inside-out tracking is the only thing that lets this system down. And I say that when most games I've played have the controllers within the camera's field of view, 99% of the time. Once the controllers leave the field of view, the camera is positioned here on the front. Tracking gets a little wonky to no longer being tracked at all. Unless you are quick enough with the movement, the software cannot guess where the controllers are in space past that point. Only way to fix this would be to add cameras that provide a greater degree of coverage, up to 360 degrees around the headset, which is somewhat impractical a solution. The other way is to use the lighthouse/tracking stations, methods employed by Valve, Index and the Rift. But that adds cost, which defeats the idea of these Windows Mixed Reality headsets, which is to help drive VR costs down and use the KISS standard. As for the sensors in the headset, we have a 3-axis compass, a proximity and interpupillary distance sensor, 6-axis accelerometer and gyro sensors, along with built-in mics and a pair of AKG tuned headphones, which provide excellent audio quality. The headset plugs in via a 4 meter long bonded HDMI 2.0 and a USB 3 cable, and the controllers are connected via Bluetooth. As an aside, this was something I had to add to my system via an Asus PCE AC58 Bluetooth or BT PCIe card, which is a dual band wireless AC and Bluetooth 5 adapter card, which replaced my D-Link USB 3.0 wireless adapter. As for how well my system drives this setup, my 8-core Ryzen 3700X and the GTX 1660 with 6GB of GDDR5 RAM card handles this all just fine. I'll be looking to upgrade to an RTX 20 series card in the future. I'm just waiting for the next gen RTX 30 series to come out, allowing the 20 series cards a chance to be priced to clear, as it were. Only issues I have had has been when I set up the room boundary. Some games like Superhot and Job Simulator will have the controllers leave that boundary, which has me hitting things like the wall on one side with the controller. So if you get one of these types of headsets, I would make sure when setting up, I recommend using arm's length distance between the boundary you set up and anything else in the room. Another issue is when throwing objects. If I move my hand outside the tracking view, which I mentioned before, the throws become really inconsistent, messing with accuracy. A constant issue with all Windows Mixed Reality headsets from what I can gather. Like adding another 2 cameras, one mounted somewhere here, would help that, taking what I think would be a roughly 180 degree front tracking, which some users have mentioned it being the same 110 degrees of the headset's field of view, which is not the actual camera's angle of view, to around 270 degrees covered by the 4 cameras. More than enough for most human limits of motion. Now this is horizontal. The vertical angle I would say is less, because if you look at the cameras on the front here, It is set in the headset angled to one side and pointed down, like it is looking at the floor, meaning the controller's upper limit is not as good as lower limit, which once again messes with tracking when throwing something overarm versus underarm. So playing virtual cricket would be a bitch. So to fix this without adding another 2 cameras would be to move the side ones to be mirrors of the bottom 2, angled out and pointed upwards, but this wouldn't solve the side tracking issues. As for VR sickness, something that you do get used to over time, games like Minecraft and Zero Caliber have been the ones to give me the worst case of it, while games where I move within the room scale space like Superhot, Job Simulator and Beat Saber has given me none whatsoever. Now, lastly, how much did I pay for this thing? Well, about 660 Australian dollars, which included postage from Canada, but in freedom dollar bucks, I've been seeing them going as cheap as 300. These headsets are extremely hard to get new as they have been discontinued, but there are rumours of Samsung about to launch a newer model of this headset since the Odyssey Plus did come out in 2018, which replaced the first Odyssey from 2017. So while this headset is excellent as far as I'm concerned in regards to price, the image clarity and how easy it was to set up in the end, minus the room boundary gap, which is more my fault due to an experience with PC VR setup, there is absolutely a ton of room for improvement. So next iteration needs improved controller tracking. The headset I have found nothing wrong with its motion tracking, the controllers just need it. Be that adding another 2 to 4 strategically placed headsets, mounted cameras, or maybe adding in the possibility of using optional sensors, like those used by the Ref 5 and Index. A complete wireless option would be good. I didn't notice the cable much, but without using some kind of cable anchors, I did have to be mindful of making full 360-degree plus turns as I would get caught up in the cable. And lastly, adding in the AR component of the Windows Mixed Reality system, since that's why it's called Windows Mixed Reality and not Windows Virtual Reality. If you have any questions about this headset, don't forget to pop them below. And as always, thanks for stopping by, and Nohora.
Right, left, left,